Cycling is a sport that sells dreams, but it also hides the harshest realities behind the camera. Every summer, millions of fans watch the giants of the road battling through the Giro d'Italia, La Vuelta, and the crown jewel, the Tour de France. For those on the podium, the spotlight is eternal. But for the rest, the struggle to simply stay in the World Tour can be brutal. Behind every flash of glory, there's a story of survival, sacrifice, and a paycheck that doesn't always match the suffering. You might imagine that every pro cyclist lives like a superstar, but that's far from true. In 2025, the minimum salary for a World Tour rider is just €44,150, and for neo-pros, even less, around €35,000. Compare that to what players in football, basketball, or Formula One earn, and you start to realise something. The hardest endurance sport in the world is also one of the most underpaid. Riders dedicate thousands of hours to training, dieting, and racing, risking their lives on descents at 90 kilometers per hour, and yet many earn less than an office salary. And even among the elite, things aren't so clear-cut. The UCI World Rankings don't always match the money table. Some of the highest earners aren't necessarily the ones with the best results. They're the ones who know how to capture headlines, deliver sponsor visibility, and embody the brand of a modern cycling hero. That's the paradox of the sport. It rewards charisma almost as much as it does watts per kilo. But 2025 has changed the game, with the market exploding and powerhouse teams like Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe and UAE Team Emirates reshaping what dominance looks like. Salaries are soaring at the top. Contracts are becoming million-euro battles between giants, with riders like Remco Evenepoel, Pogacar, and Vingegaard driving the biggest bidding wars in cycling history. Still, for every millionaire rider, there are dozens living season to season, hoping for that one result that could change their entire career. Because in cycling, a single victory, one photo across the finish line, can be worth more than a year of suffering. In today's video, we'll uncover that hidden side of cycling's economy, the 2025 to 2026 top earners, the stories behind their millions, and why, in this world of endurance and obsession, money doesn't always equal greatness. At number 10, we find a name that changed cycling history, Biniam Girmay, the pride of Eritrea. His story is one of hope and representation. In 2024, he became the first black African to ever win a stage at the Tour de France, and not just one. He took 3, plus the green jersey. That moment wasn't just a victory for him, it was a landmark for an entire continent. Sponsors lined up, his image was everywhere, and his salary skyrocketed from around €300,000 to €1 million per year. But 2025 has been a tougher ride. He hasn't managed to win a single race this season, and the team merger between Lotto Destiny and Intermarché has left his future uncertain. Rumours already link him to big-budget squads like UAE Team Emirates, who are quietly watching his next move. Still, his market value remains strong because Girmay is more than results. He's a symbol. An athlete who opened doors that have been closed for too long. A story that every brand wants to tell. Just ahead of him is another powerful sprinter, Mads Pedersen, the Dane who seems to perform consistently no matter the year or terrain. His mix of aggression, charisma, and versatility makes him one of the most dependable riders in the peloton. Pedersen doesn't chase headlines. He collects podiums. He's a fighter who shows up everywhere. Cobblestones, Grand Tours, World Championships. His contract with Lidl-Trek puts him among the top earners, and rightly so. And then comes the rocket. Jasper Philipsen, one of the fastest men on 2 wheels. In 2024, he was almost unbeatable in sprints, dominating the Tour de France, Milan-San Remo, and even grabbing another podium in Paris-Roubaix. His reputation as the purest sprinter in the world earned him a long-term deal with Alpecin de Suning, reportedly around €3 million per year. He could have left for Red Bull or Soudal Quickstep, but loyalty and the right paycheck kept him grounded. Philipsen represents a new breed of rider, explosive, marketable, and global. He's not just winning races, he's shaping how cycling sells speed, style, and power. Behind every victory line and green jersey, there's a negotiation, a deal, a number, because in today's peloton, being fast isn't enough. You have to be unforgettable. Cycling has always rewarded the specialists. climbers for the mountains, sprinters for the flats, time trialists for the clock. But a new generation has broken that mould entirely. Riders who can do it all, win in the mud, fly on the cobblestones, and climb with the best in the Alps. And at the centre of this revolution stand three names: Tom Pidcock, Wout van Aert, and Mathieu van der Poel. At number 7, Tom Pidcock, the British prodigy, took a leap few expected, leaving the powerful Ineos Grenadiers to become the leader of Q36.5 Pro Cycling, a smaller team built around him. Many thought it was a risky move, but 2025 proved he's not just a name, he's a force. Pidcock is the definition of versatility. Olympic mountain bike champion, cyclocross world champion, and winner on the road in both hilly and classic races. This season, he won the Saudi Tour, challenged Pogacar at Strade Bianche, and showed flashes of brilliance across every discipline. He earns around €4 million per year, and every euro seems well spent. Because what Pidcock brings isn't just results, it's identity. He's the kind of rider that brands like Red Bull love. Fearless, spectacular, and authentic. The kind of athlete who'll descend a mountain like it's an art form and then smile for the cameras like nothing happened. Next up, Wout van Aert, a rider who defines what it means to give everything. After a tough 2024 filled with crashes and bad luck, the Belgian came back in 2025 with the same hunger that made him a legend. He's the backbone of Visma-Lease, a bike, a teammate, a leader, a green jersey winner, and a cross-country superstar. His mix of loyalty and raw power keeps him among the most respected riders in the peloton. With stage wins in every Grand Tour plus massive appearance fees from the cyclocross circuit, sometimes up to €250,000 per event, Wout remains one of cycling's richest and most admired figures. And then comes Mathieu van der Poel, the chaos artist of cycling. The Dutchman doesn't just race, he detonates. Every time he's on the bike, you expect fireworks. In 2025, he pulled off the unthinkable, winning both Milan-San Remo and Paris-Roubaix, outgunning Pogacar and cementing his place among the all-time greats. His yearly income, between sponsorships with Canyon, Zwift, and even Lamborghini, climbs to nearly €5 million, and yet, he's never left the team that raised him. Van der Poel and Van Aert's rivalry defines the era. They are the artists of destruction. Two riders from cyclocross who conquered the world of road cycling, proving that true champions aren't limited by discipline. They rewrite the rules, redefine the limits, and show us that cycling isn't just about endurance, it's about imagination. And now we reach the icy heights of cycling, the realm of the Grand Tour titans. Two riders who have turned suffering into strategy, discipline into dominance. Jonas Vingegaard and Primož Roglic. Their rivalry, their resilience, and their quiet determination have defined modern cycling. First, Jonas Vingegaard, the calm destroyer. The man who dethroned Pogacar twice. His story is not one of arrogance or noise. It's the story of focus, control, and precision. After that terrifying crash in the 2024 Basque Country and another setback in Paris-Nice, most thought his best days were behind him. But 2025 silenced every doubt. He came back, scarred but stronger, and finished second at the Tour de France behind an untouchable Pogacar. Then he conquered La Vuelta a España, proving once again that he thrives when others fade. His annual earnings are around €5 million, making him one of the highest paid riders in the world. But Vingegaard isn't driven by money. He's driven by perfection. He rides like a mathematician, calculating every watt, every breath. Off the bike, he's quiet, almost shy, but once the road tilts upward, he becomes a machine. There's no theatrics, no showmanship, just efficiency and pain, working in harmony. Then comes Primož Roglic, the man who taught cycling that comebacks can be beautiful. After years as Visma's loyal warrior, he decided in 2024 that it was time to leave. Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe made him an offer he couldn't refuse, around €6 million per year, a contract that turned him into one of the sport's richest riders. But it wasn't just about the money, it was about starting fresh, rebuilding his story. 2025 hasn't been easy. 2 crashes early in the season, a complicated Tour de France where he lost time but never his dignity, and yet he still walked away with another Vuelta title, his 4th. Roglic doesn't quit. He may fall, but he always rises, quietly, methodically, like a man who has made peace with pain. Now the question hangs in the air, with new stars like Remco Evenepoel and Florian Lipowitz joining Red Bull Bora. Will Roglic remain the leader or become the mentor? The reality is, in this sport, time doesn't wait. Even legends must evolve or step aside. But if there's one thing Roglic has proven, it's that he knows how to fight until the very last metre. At the top of cycling's hierarchy stands one man, Tadej Pogacar, the smiling assassin, the prodigy who turned dominance into art. He doesn't just win, he creates moments that define an era. When he attacks, the peloton doesn't react, it breaks. When he celebrates, it's not arrogance, it's joy. He's the perfect storm of talent, charisma, and chaos, and the undisputed highest paid rider in the world. Pogacar earns a staggering €8 million per year, tied to UAE Team Emirates until 2030 in a contract that's as monumental as his results. But the numbers tell only part of the story. Every time he races, he transforms the sport into a global spectacle, from winning his 4th Tour de France to his breathtaking streak across one-day monuments like Liège-Bastogne-Liège, Il-Lombardia, and Tour of Flanders. Pogacar isn't just a champion, he's a brand. And yet, what makes him different is that he still races with the hunger of a 20-year-old. He doesn't hide in training camps or choose only his perfect races. He wants everything. He'll chase victory in the cobbled hell of Paris-Roubaix, fight for the yellow jersey in July, and still line up at Il-Lombardia in October. It's madness, but it's also what makes him immortal. Off the bike, Pogacar represents cycling's modern face. Approachable, fun, yet unstoppable. His Tadej Pogacar Foundation funds young riders, his social media radiates authenticity, and his relationship with fans feels genuine. He's not just a machine like Vingegaard, nor a rebel like Van der Poel. He's a bridge between them, the rider who unites emotion with excellence. To understand how far he's elevated the sport, just compare him to other global stars. While LeBron James earns over €50 million per year, Max Verstappen over €60 million, and Cristiano Ronaldo surpasses €200 million, Pogacar's earnings seem small, but in cycling terms, they're astronomical. He's not only changed the meaning of greatness, he's changed what greatness costs. And maybe that's the real legacy of Pogacar. Beyond the trophies, beyond the millions, he's reshaped cycling's future. He's shown that the sport can be both pure and profitable, humble and heroic. He's the benchmark, the dream, the standard everyone now chases. Because in the kingdom of cycling, there's only one throne. And right now, Pogacar sits on it alone.